We have news about the passing of some of great minds in science fiction. We're going to miss them. Could the Curiosity Rover experience the blue screen of death? Summer's over. I'm supposed to be sad, but I live in Arizona, so I'm not. And plus, fall movie season. Woohoo! Kurt is here to make us look silly in trivia. We'll have a con report, and that's all coming up on today's inimitable installment of Slice.
Covering all the news from every dark corner of the universe.
Hello from the children of planet Earth.
Hola y saludos a todos. Healthy que batió que orden.
Sliceofsci-fi.com.
And welcome everyone to another Slice of Sci-Fi. I'm Michael Armenengay.
I am Brian Brown.
I'm Sam Roberts.
And I'm Megan Zier.
And that's
Awesome.
it. We're a lean, mean news machine.
We are.
Get her done.
And now the news.
You know, it's been a very sad past week for fans of genre stuff because we've lost a lot of creative minds in the genre. You know, the person who helped give us E.T., Soylent Green, and of course the DC character Sergeant Rock, one of my favorites. First off, author Harry Harrison, who Sam and I both love. I know Mike does too.
Stainless Steel Rat.
Yeah, whose novel Make Room at Make Room served as the basis for Charlton Heston classic film Soylent Green, passed away. He was a prolific writer for over 50 years. He was a Grand Master, so
Wow.
that's a big honor right there. Harrison, of course, is best known for his short stories and, of course, the Stainless Steel Rat series, good old Slippery Jim DeGrits.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite. You know, the funny thing is, he just put out a book 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Of a Stainless Steel Rat. I have it. It's awesome. The comic book world also lost one of its greats, the most influential artist ever to put on the page, and it's Joe Kubert.
Yes.
And Kubert is best known for his work in DC, where he drew Sergeant Rock, a World War II infantryman he created with writer Robert Koeniger, and Hawkman, of course. Who doesn't know Hawkman?
Absolutely.
An airborne crime fighter. He also created Tor, who was a prehistoric hero, and with Mr. Koeniger, enemy Ace, who was an anti-hero as a German pilot.
Yeah.
He did a lot of World War II-ish things back in the 60s. One of my favorites, Sergeant Rock by far. I love Sergeant Rock.
And for those of you watching this show, go back to the voicemail or the listener feedback show, just one episode before, and we actually have some nice comments from Dave Dorman, who was a friend of his, the tragic passing there.
Like Harrison, Kubert had a long career in the comics, the Golden Age, to the gritty graphic novel era. We also lost one more person, guys. 3 in a week. It's very special effects genius Carlo Rambaldi. Now, that may not mean anything to you guys, but when I talk about his character as he did, you'll understand. Basically, he got his start in Italy before coming to America in 1976 for the reboot of King Kong, folks. He did the special effects for it. The work there earned Rambaldi the first of 3 Oscars. The other 2 he earned for Alien and E.T. He did all the special effects creature stuff for that. So
now this isn't the original Harryhausen version.
This is the reimagined version, the 76 version of it.
Thank you. That's the Faye Dunaway one, right?
It's with
Jessica Lange.
Jessica Lange, correct.
Thank you.
And so he also worked on Dune, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and Cat's Eye as well. So this guy did a lot of special effects stuff, and it's kind of just sad.
I have wondered if the whole Rambaldi thing on Alias was in some way a nod to him.
Probably, yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Just sad, though.
The landing of the Curiosity Rover on Mars was as close to perfect as you can get, say NASA scientists.
It's amazing.
Pretty amazing.
The rover set down just the craft, they said. It landed about 1.5 miles away from its predicted touchdown zone.
That's pretty impressive.
That's incredibly precise for that far away. 150 million miles away.
No, it's not that far away.
No, 150 million.
And the projected landing zone was an ellipse 12 miles wide.
Yeah, so they said somewhere in this 12 miles it's going to land.
Yeah.
And that's all further.
So they just used the lunar lander. That's that game? That's the game,
yeah,
right?
Lunar Lander.
I know it's a little bit before my time.
Yeah. The rover spent 4 days last week getting a software update to prepare it for its operations on the surface of Mars. The update added 2 crucial functions, the ability to use the Geochemistry Lab's sampling system and to drive. The drive is important. The update had to wait until after the rover landed because its processor, built years ago to withstand the harsh environment of interplanetary space, is limited compared with today's consumer technology, said senior software engineer Ben
Kishi?
ConXkc?
I think so, yeah.
I'm guessing. My phone has a processor that is 10 times as fast as the processor that's on Curiosity and has 16 times as much storage as Curiosity has, he said. But your phone doesn't have a laser.
Well, and your phone can't handle 150 below zero temperatures and the radiation.
He says, and my phone doesn't have to land anything on Mars.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's a trade-off.
Well,
but,
very much so.
And the software update was really cool because, basically they beam it out 15 minutes. They have to wait, even though it's maybe instantaneous, they have to wait for 15 minutes for it to come back.
Yep.
And then test everything, kind of wait to see if it does. And then what happened is they did that to test it and then actually moved it into production, so to speak. So they did, again, another 15 minutes, and then they also had to do the backup system and do the exact same maneuvering for the backup system, too. It was really cool, really good article.
You think it's bad to update your computer?
I was just about to say, I get nervous updating my computer.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Nail biter.
By the way, I bricked Curiosity.
Exactly.
Oops. Yeah. Horrible. We got one quick story before we go to break. So, just as in Season 2, the third season of Walking Dead will be split into 2. The series will return in October this year for an 8-episode run, then go on a brief hiatus until 2013, folks. Yes, you have to wait. And that's when the final 8 installments of the year will air. Series creator Robert Kirkman tweeted last night the week they officially wrapped it in the mid-season finale. So they actually finished it all up already. So,
very cool.
You're going to have to wait for a little while.
Oh, well, at least it's in the can and it's done.
Yes.
There you go. Okay, we're going to take a quick break and be back with more right after this.
Why do you think your mommy or daddy are always telling you, don't put that in your mouth? Let's find out.
Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you stuff it in your face. Don't stuff it in your face. Though it might look good to eat. Though it might look good to eat. And it might look good to taste. And it might look good to taste. You could get sick. Ick. Real quick. Ick. Real sick. Real ick. Don't you put it in your mouth. Till you ask someone you love. That's right, sis. If it's okay to eat, if it's okay to eat, like a muffin or a beet,
like a muffin or a beet.
If you don't know just what it is, remember, boys and girls, don't put it in your mouth. Yeah.
Always ask someone you love before you put anything in your mouth.
A message from Concerned Children's Advertisers.
Your news team is next.
Without a doubt, the single most popular PSA we have ever run in the history of Slice of Sci-Fi. I got more comments and more requests for that you would not believe.
Before we jump into the movie stuff, I want to talk about this because we got a really nice donation from one of our listeners.
Absolutely. This is awesome.
This is from Tom Heffel? Tom, I'm sorry if I mangle your last name. So he basically said, I want to thank you all for continuing to put out the finest podcast in this or any universe. Your continued devotion to not only the genre, but its fans is truly amazing. I look forward to listening to the podcast every week. Keeps me informed. More importantly, it makes me laugh. Towards that, I am sending a donation directly to you. Hopefully, you'll keep in podcasting fluid, hats purchased, and maybe a pair of shoes or two for Sam.
There you go.
So he's basically, Tom's going to be out next year at Comic-Con. Hopes he meets us all.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
But it was very nice of you, Tom. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tom made a very substantial donation to us that allows us to do our studio rebuild, which we thought we were going to have to put off.
That's exciting.
We really were going to have to put off until next year. So thank you, Tom. You have no idea how much that helped us. So,
all right, let's get to amusing you now.
Yes, because we have fall movies to talk about as the summer movie season begins to wind down. Genre fans may be wondering what they have to look forward to in the coming months besides catching up on those movies you wanted to see in theaters but didn't, or finally getting your own copy of some of this summer's biggest hits to watch again and again and again, which sure we'll all do. But looking ahead, there's some really intriguing movies on the horizon, and we've got details, just some of what you can look forward to in theaters this fall. So we're starting with September?
Yeah, September, so right down there.
September sees 3D re-release of Finding Nemo.
Yay!
Really?
I don't care. Nemo's awesome.
Nemo's awesome.
In 3D, I don't care.
I'm all for any money it wants to get. I won't be seeing it.
Yeah, me either.
You could be seeing a lot of Nemo costumes. Ooh,
Okay.
Pixar will also re-release Monsters, Inc. in 3D in December. Getting ready probably for the prequel next summer.
Okay.
Also an animation line in September is Hotel Transylvania. It is the story of Dracula throwing a birthday party for his 118-year-old daughter with all the ghouls on hand to celebrate, from Frankenstein and his bride to the Invisible Man. But things go awry, of course, when a human boy shows up and the daughter falls for him.
Of course.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So
It
it's
sounds
Romeo
adorable.
and Juliet with vampires.
Just wait, Mike.
It sounds adorable, except
Now, hear this.
the film is voiced by Adam Sandler in the lead role and Selena Gomez as his daughter.
Aw,
I'm done.
Selena.
Yeah, the
I'm done.
She's
That's
okay. She looks kind of like an animated with her round head.
It'll be good for kids.
Previews have looked okay, but considering it was rushed from development to full-blown animated feature in just 18 months, which is very fast.
I'm done.
We are skeptical. But hey, Michael, this is for you.
Ooh.
We have the release in September of Resident Evil Retribution on the 14th.
There it is.
Wow.
Yes, this time Alice begins the stories trapped in a Matrix-like world where her brain is being fed lies, I tell you, lies about a world in which she is happy and normal. When she breaks out, she finds that the world around her is, of course, in the grip of the worst infestation yet. And as usual, it is her job to blow up and or shoot pretty much everything
around him. Yeah,
it's
okay.
Mila, it's Paul W.S. Anderson.
It's going to be exactly what I expected.
Have you seen the poster for it?
I have.
Oh,
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yes.
It can definitely
I want the
replace
poster. Somebody needs to
over there.
send me that poster. Also, I do need to call out. If you notice my
your background.
my Rover poster in the background is actually a little outdated now.
It's old.
I need a Curiosity one,
But
please.
it's a good reminder,
Yeah, there you
until
go.
we get the real deal. Now these next two I'm really excited about. Carl Urban takes over for Sylvester Stallone as Dredd on September 21st and does not take the helmet off.
Really?
Look how good that looks.
No.
Really.
That's
That's
awesome.
Gonna
The
be
previews have
awesome.
looked good, and this
Yeah.
could be great popcorn action. But the movie fans have most circled on their calendar in September is...
Circled, I got that.
I'm so excited, right? Ha ha, punny.
Mm.
Looper.
Yes.
Really?
This high-concept premise movie teams up Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I love him, with Bruce Willis, I love him too.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. It's about assassins who take their victims out with the assistance of time travel. Yes. Gordon-Levitt's character is tasked with killing his future self, played by Bruce Willis.
It is brilliant stuff.
Yes.
Brilliant use of time travel. If they've done the story right,
I think it has.
It could be.
If they've done
It's
the story
getting good
right and get
buzz.
really good, and they've done a good job of actually using the time travel the way it's supposed to be used, it's going to be awesome, folks. I mean, this will be mind-blowing, trippy stuff. It'll be great.
Yeah, I
And-
think it's going to be,
And Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I've always loved him, but in Batman, he was so good that it just makes me even more giddy. And
Well, he's been really think
He's
about
solid.
it. He's been good in a lot of his movies.
I just saw an indie movie that he did where it was like a noir film, but it was totally set in high school. He was a high school kid. What's it called? This is going to kill me. It's going to drive me nuts. It's really, really good, and I'll think of it later.
Okay. Well, anyways, over the last couple of months, October has become a feeding ground for, of course, horror, with several franchises scaring up huge business. Michael Hickerson,
moving
folks. Yeah. For years, it was the annual event that we'd only get to see a new Saw film, basically, during that time. With Jigsaw retiring from his evil ways, the new Halloween franchise is Paranormal Activity.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, fourth one, guys. So October's no exception, as the fourth installment of the franchise opens on October 19th.
Megan's all excited, aren't you?
I haven't even seen the first one.
Don't worry, you haven't missed much.
anything.
This time around, Katie and Hunter Ray, now 6, have moved into a house together as mother and son when their neighbors Alex and Alex's mother begin to experience the same hauntings that followed them once before. Wacky hijinks ensues, buckets of blood. Yeah, baby.
Scary hijinks.
Yeah, so,
Scary.
Also, on the sequel front for October is Silent Hill Revelations.
Yay! That one I'm excited for.
3D.
Okay.
Yes.
No.
The first Silent Hill movie was a worldwide hit, and of course, the 3D version could potentially make the video game franchise an annual event along the lines of Paranormal Activity and Saw. The film follows a girl on a run from forces she doesn't understand who begins to have nightmares about the disappearance of her father. As she begins to delve deeper into the dreams for answers, she finds that she is not who she thinks she is. And that she's going deeper into a demonic world that threatens to trap her forever. Yeah, so, of course, horror isn't the only thing in October as well. Tim Burton expands his 1984 short film Frankenweenie to a full-blown film.
My niece is excited to see this one.
Yeah, it's definitely a Burton.
It looks cute, actually. I'm not a huge Burton fan, but this one looks kind of cute.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: is the new film is a combination of stop-motion animation of the original with the new CGI technology to help smooth out those rough edges. In the story, a young boy named Victor basically he takes his dog Sparky dies, and he brings it back to life, and experiments with electricity on him and brings it back to life. Now, Frankenweenie is a project that has a lot of potential to be great, so long as the successes of the recent Tim Burton films are kept under wraps. I
think he does better in animated than he does in live.
I would say
for
so.
Me.
Yeah,
because I'm not excessively into his aesthetic, so the animated it's less.
I mean, Corpse Bride and Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean, these were all brilliant things, and this is all kind of in that same vein. So
it's true.
We'll see. I'll give it a pass on this to see how it goes.
Now, finally, rounding out the month is a time-jumping drama, Cloud Atlas.
This looks amazing.
And now it's adapted from the best-selling novel by David Mitchell, directed, of course, by the Wachowski siblings.
Can I insert? It's also directed in a weird partnership by Tom Tykwer, who did Run Lola Run, is also credited as a director on that. He collaborated with the Wachowski siblings, and he's fantastic too.
But dig this cast, okay? Tom Hanks, Halle Berry, and Hugh Grant.
Yes.
Right?
And it explores how the actions and consequences of individual lives impact one another throughout the past, the present, and the future. Trailer of the film was 5.5 minutes long. Trailer, guys, 5.5 minutes, and left audiences scratching their heads bewildered. Hopefully, the finished movie won't be quite as...
Well, and it's one of those where also the actors play multiple roles in different periods of time.
Yes, so
and
it's really
quite
cool.
frankly, I've avoided the trailer because I've already decided I wanted to see it, and so I just kind of want to go in not knowing nothing.
Yeah. All right, on to November.
But first, that Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie is Brick. It is excellent. I highly recommend it.
Brick, yes.
Okay. November sees the long-awaited return of Daniel Craig
as
James Bond. The release of the rebooted Red Dawn. Oh yeah, there's a trailer out. I haven't seen it, but it's there.
You know, Mike and I we talked to one of the guys who was in Red Dawn years ago. 2 years almost.
I'm saying, well, they completely changed the bad guys, right?
Oh yeah.
So they've done a lot of. I mean, it's
it's been in the can for a while.
Yes.
It's a Hemsworth film, so it's just
Hemsworth
there.
and Hutcherson from Hunger Games. Yeah. So hitting theaters on November 9th is the long-anticipated third Daniel Craig Bond film, Skyfall.
I'm
Trailer
so
is
happy
epic.
he's staying with the Bond thing.
And the trailer gives me goosebumps, even regardless of how hot I think he is.
He is my
trailer.
Bond from here on out. I mean, he has absolutely encapsulated who I thought Bond should have been from the beginning.
Much closer to the books.
Yep.
Oh, and also in there, this is awesome. Oscar winner Javier Bardem is the new bad guy. Yeah, the 23rd Bond installment and the one that will celebrate 50 years of 007 on the silver screen finds Bond faking his own death to find out who is targeting the British Secret Service. The trailer recently made its online debut, and we are salivating over it. And boing. Okay, so we'll move along because everybody knows it's going to be fabulous. If you can't get Bond the first weekend it's open, you may be able to get in during its second week. That is, if you can stand walking past all the weeping Twilight fans. Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn, Part 2. That's all I'm going to say, except they changed the ending a bit from the book. So if you care, be prepared, but Stephanie Meyer blessed it.
Let's just go ahead and skip the last two, which is Wreck-It Ralph and Universal Soldier, Day of Reckoning's coming along.
Hilarious.
And then, of course, December, The Hobbit.
The Hobbit is coming in December. It's going to be awesome.
Of course, these dates may change, folks, but hey, do us a favor, call our voicemail line and let us know what you're interested in seeing. Mike, what is that number?
That number is 206-339-TREK. That's 206-339-8735.
Let's do some trivia.
Put on your thinking caps, kids, and play along with the gang. Hey, it's trivia time!
It's all true. Yes, everything in this week's Slice of Trivia is based on a true story. Well, that's what the movie trailer said.
Yeah, of course.
Anyway, here comes the first clip.
I knew the DeFeos very well. I presided over their funeral. Jody DeFeo was buried with that doll.
Okay.
Here's the longer version.
Now, this is going to sound strange, but you know the doll with one eye that your daughter is holding? Well, that belonged to the little girl who lived here before you.
Yes, it was left here.
No, Mrs. Lutz, it was
Amityville?
That voice is so familiar,
Father,
that
what
man.
exactly are you trying to tell me?
I knew the DeFeos very well. I presided over their funeral. Jody DeFeo was buried with that doll.
It's going to bug me. I know that voice.
Scott?
What's that girl's voice?
Oh, it's the... I know
I even have the picture. I can't tell who she is.
That was Philip Baker Hall and Melissa George in the remake of The Amityville Horror from 2005. Now, I happen to think the remake was better than the 1979 original, but then again, that's not saying much.
I was going to say.
Okay, here comes our next true story.
Past few months, people have been coming up to me and reporting that they've been seeing strange things. And I'm not talking about the town speed freak. I'm talking about good, honest, church-going people.
This is a good one.
Oh.
And the longer version.
You know, if there are other people in this town who are feeling as confused as I am right now, I should like to hear it.
Past few months, people have been coming up to me and reporting that they've been seeing strange things. And I'm not talking about the town speed freak. I'm talking about good, honest, church-going people.
Oh, this sounds so familiar.
Now, I've known these folks my entire life, and they seem downright embarrassed to be bringing it up.
Oh,
I got nothing.
This is a UFO thing. It's got to be.
What is it?
I don't want to say. I can see
Laura Linney and Richard Gere in The Mothman.
It's a good movie. I
I never saw it. I never saw it. I'm not a Gere fan.
Get ready.
Oh, that was
Here
a good
comes
movie, though.
our final true story of the day.
We are giving you all the evidence, based only on the secret testimony of the miserable souls who survived this terrifying ordeal.
No clue.
Yeah.
Well, don't blame me. I'm only going on what the narrator says. Here's the longer version.
And remember, my friend, future events such as these will affect you in the future. You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here. And now, for the first time, we are bringing to you the full story of what happened on that fateful day. We are giving you all the evidence, based only on the secret testimony of the miserable souls who survived this terrifying ordeal.
We suck. We got nothing.
No clue.
Slice Sci-Fi listeners?
My friend, we cannot keep this a secret any longer. Can your heart stand the shocking facts about grave robbers from outer space?
Wow!
No, that's not the title of the movie. The actual
really?
title was...
What plan will you follow now?
Plan
9.
From outer space.
Yes, that was from the Ed Wood classic, Plan 9 from Outer Space from 1959.
I can't believe.
And that was Criswell,
Didn't get
who was
that.
the narrator. Well, that's all for Based on a True Story trivia. If you have any trivia clips or
we
ideas,
suck.
or if you know of any other movies that are based on a true story I could use for a part 2 of this, please send those ideas to slicetrivia@gmail.com.
Wow, I feel horrible.
Wow,
I think
wow.
we're going to go to break and lick our
Hang our
wounds. Yeah.
Once there was an ant and a grasshopper. The ant worked day and night while his friend the grasshopper fiddled away his free time. Then when the ant left on his winter vacation, was the grasshopper left in the cold? Cause the grasshopper was on the payroll savings plan. And by now, all those U.S. savings bonds added up to a big surprise to the ant and a big winter vacation for the grasshopper. Moral, buy U.S. savings bonds and you don't need a rich ant.
And now, this week's con report. Go get your geek on at a con.
In a world where conventions are everywhere, one convention will rise above the others and entertain the masses. Sci-fi, horror, pop culture, featuring Patricia Vaughn, Kevin J. O'Connor, Eileen Dietz, Patrick Barnett, Erica Eleniak, Denise Crosby, Cliff Simon, James Tolkien, Bob Gunton, Amber Armstrong, Leslie Easterbrook, Mark Fredericks, Ashley Palmer, Tiffany Shepis, Jay Acavone, Walter Koenig, Alexis Cruz, Tom Kane, R.A. Mihailoff, Camden Toy, Bill Blair, ConX 2012. September 14th through 16th, Kansas City, Missouri.
Very cool, and that's definitely one to go find. ConX. Go check that one out.
I love the name, Conx.
Conx. Yeah.
Conx.
Conx.
Awesome.
Absolutely. All right, well, we got about 30 seconds or so. What else do we got? Anything important that we need to cover that we missed?
No, but there was a new Grimm this week, and it was awesome.
It was good.
We'll talk about that in our next show, though.
All right, I'll hold it.
We are going to talk about that very much. All right, well, that's going to do it for this show then. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. You know the numbers if you'd like to call in. That's 206-339-TREK. That's 206-339-8735. Please leave us your comments. We love your comments and your feedback. We really do.
And we'll talk to you real soon.
Absolutely. Twitter, Facebook, online, sci-fi.com,
stuff and
TV, things and stuff and other things, and
just
live
type things on the
Justin.
internet and they'll get to us.
Yes.
Absolutely.
True.
Bye.
Ask Siri. Siri will find us. She knows where we are.
Somebody do that and send it in.